Well, hello there. How are you doing today? Hopefully, you're having an absolutely fandiddlyastic day. Welcome to another cat sermon. Today, I'll be talking about a few different things. I wanted to talk about maintaining hope just a little bit, and I wanted to talk about how faith can fuel us even in times of darkness, or what seems like darkness, blah, 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 and stuff like that. But, first, I always want to start with a prayer. And I did also just want to say, I just really like this spot, so I decided I would use it again. It's just a very nice spot. And we're going to face out there into the stars, and we'll focus on the stars. Okay. Oh, sweet mother, please guide us. Guide us so that we may always remember you. Guide us so that every step in our journey we can feel your presence with us. Guide us so that we may be a beacon of hope to all of those around us. Guide us so that we may always have love in our hearts and that we may always share that love. Guide us so that we may be tools of your divine will and that we may have a smile on our face the entire time. Let us always remember you and always remember you with sheer joy in our hearts. Thank you, sweet mother, for everything you've given us. Thank you for blessing us and guiding us. And thank you so much for letting us have these little silly sermons that we can go back to and watch. And hopefully, I wish that everyone who sees this has a little bit of a better and blessed day. Please give your blessing to everyone who sees this. And please, Mother, let us always remember you, thank you, and perfect our worship of you. Let the seeds of love blossom within our hearts. Let us see the face of Krishna in everyone that walks by. And let us always remember the words of Christ with everyone we meet. Om Krim Mahakalikayi Namaha. Okay. It really is very pretty up there. I think Elden Ring did a really good job of just having very pretty stuff. Um, you know, it seems to be that a lot of us have our moments in darkness where we need to be reminded of the glory of God and we need to be reminded of the beauty that is inherent within the world. And even though there is, a lot of things that maybe bother us, when we look at them with the right eyes, we can always see the glory of Ma in everything. And we can see the glory of God in this ever expanding and universe. We can look out into the stars and we can see just the sheer glory and power of Ma. Just think about everything she's ever created and how, really, if you think about it, all these little problems on this earth are just so very tiny in the grand cosmos. And that we get to share it with Ma and we get to share it with prayer and love and devotion. And how, bhakti, loving devotion to God can really be the ointment on our wounds, like the salve for our wounds. Whether it's a broken heart, or something that really keeps us up at night. Maybe it's regret, maybe it's all these things. But when we come to Ma and we place all of our worries at her feet and we ask her for help and we ask her to, help us and to really lift us up. She's willing to do that and she's willing to lift us up no matter what. And, I'm sure I'll drive some folks crazy, but I think even somebody like Hitler, if Hitler really asked for God's forgiveness, I think he could be forgiven for quite a lot. He might still have to go through some stuff because, all the bad things he did. But God is so beyond us and is such a fount of love and wisdom and mercy that she can, she knows what's truly in our hearts, and she also knows, you know, when we'll come and meet uh, the end of our cycle, and we'll be able to walk with her and be able to hug her. And what the funny thing is, if you really, really focus on Ma and you really breathe and remember her. You can remember her and feel her presence in almost every day and almost every activity you do, even if it's just something as simple as sitting at a desk. Just take a few moments, just close your eyes, forget whatever work or whatever you're doing, just breathe deep and just say, out loud or in your head, Ma, I want to feel you here with me. And you can feel her, and you can feel her presence and her love. Say, Christ, I want to feel your mercy. I want to feel your compassion and your patience. And you'll feel them. You want to reach out and, say that this world and all the things it offers me, there are but distractions, and that Ma in the in her full on glory is just so much better. Christ in his full on glory is so much better. Krishna, whatever form of God we love. And we can see even when we're playing video games or even when we're doing something simple, if we really take the time and we just breathe deep and say thanks Ma, thanks God. And if we just really try to connect, and if sometimes I'll be playing a video game and what I'll do is I'll just do a little bit of zikr or do a little bit of japa, and I'll just chant some of the names of God from whatever tradition, whether it's Christ or Makali, or I'll say Allah, Allahu Akbar, or whatever. I'll just take these little moments, and it's amazing to me how you can feel so refreshed and refocused by just chanting the name of God for just a little bit. If you're angry and you're upset, you can turn to God and just say, hey, this is my anger, please take it away from me. I offer up my anger to you. If you do these things, and sometimes people will do them and at the first and they're like, I don't necessarily feel anything, and it's like, well, I want you to keep thinking on that feeling and focus on it and understand where it comes from. And I want you to try and try again. And I want you to know that, Ma is there and Ma is always willing to help. And sometimes, I can't help but look at the world and think it's full of so many silly billies. The physical world, the material world has so much craziness in it, and sometimes you go, Ma, what is this? What's going on here? But I remember when I just turn back to Ma and give up, uh, well, not give up, offer up my questions. She always gives me answers that satisfy and make me go, okay. Sometimes I cannot help but wonder about certain things, but ultimately Ma has a plan, and well, it's more than a plan, it's her play, the great play, and we're all dancing through the cosmos to her play. And sometimes you just gotta accept that, and you just gotta, think, well, maybe I don't necessarily have all the control over what happens in this play, but I do have control over the way I react to it, and I have control over the way I feel within my heart. If I truly focus on it, I can truly offer up my negative emotions to Ma, and I can truly turn myself back towards her and her glory and her love, and be an instrument of that love. Even if I have to be a lightning rod struck 1,000 times over by every little bad thing out there, I can still be smiling and I can still be happy. I can be like Ramakrishna. I can see that bliss. I can be like Christ, who even as he's being like taken to be crucified, he's telling them, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do, and all these other things. You can be that pillar, and you can, like be a pillar, and at the top of it you can be like this bright light of joy shining over all people. You can be that. And it is important to aspire to be better, and and not necessarily to be like some prophet or something great like that, but sometimes just to be a little bit better each day, to have those little moments where it's like you realize, oh man, I was kind of angry today and I was kind of doing things I shouldn't be doing, or I had negative thoughts towards somebody, and just to realize each day that you know, you can be just a little bit better. And Ma loves when you try, and Ma loves it when you come back to her and when you thank her, and even when you do just a little bit more each day to get close to her. Just do a little bit more chanting. Do just maybe 5 minutes of meditation. Do 5 more minutes of meditation over time. Do it in a way that is sustainable and that you can always come back to. Remember that Ma is not here to test you. She is the greatest love of all, and she will be your refuge. She will allow you to have that refuge. And sometimes, when things are really difficult, it's really important to just pour your heart out to Ma and just tell her everything. She already knows, but she just appreciates you telling her, and she can provide comfort in even the most difficult of times. And you can find that as you become more and more of a devotee, that there will be more and more peace and absolution in your life. And sometimes you're not going to be perfect. Sometimes you might backslide a little bit, but just remember that Ma is always there, and that no matter how many times you fall down, she's willing to help you get back up. Okay? Okay. So I'm going to end this with a nice little prayer. And then, yeah. Oh, sweet mother, please guide us. Guide us so that we may get a little bit better each day. Guide us so that we may be full of love and joy. Guide us so that when we feel anger, we can correct it. Guide us so that when we feel down, we can open up our hearts to you and pour them out. Guide us, Mother, so that your blossoms of love will bloom inside of us, and that the blossoms of understanding and joy can sprout out of us. Guide us so that we may be like mighty trees in your garden, providing shade to those around us. Thank you, Ma, for everything you've given us. O Lord Jesus Christ, have mercy on us who are sinners, and let us see you with a smile on your face, and let us return that smile. Om Cream Mahakalikayi Namaha. Okay. I always like it when it rains. Anyway, I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful day, and I hope that, you have a day full of blessings and love, and remember to try and spread that love to everybody you see. Bye bye. Have a great one. Love ya. Bye. Oh, also, God loves you, and I love you, and everybody loves you, and bye bye. Love you. Bye.